not. You can check the Twitch.
What's that?
Twitch is another platform that has lots of people on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Social
idea.
media, yeah.
George, do you know what she's talking about? Because I don't. George, you want to be in the shot? Come on over. Come here. How are you, man? I have rescue horses, too.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Which one's yours, Lauren? I'm sorry.
It's I Want My Lauren on Twitch.
All right.
Let's see if it works.
Now we have a delay, don't we? It's kind of weird. I just looked up and saw myself moving. Look,
You're like,
I'm
wait,
behind
what's
the
happening?
action now. That's funny.
So you're a Perry King right now. When did you decide you wanted to become an actor?
Oh, I was a little boy, 12, I think. I was in a play and the curtain went up first night. And up to that point, I've been bored to tears with the whole thing. But the curtain went up and I thought, oh my God, this is it. But I've since learned that it's a very neurotic impulse. I've now learned what that means.
Oh.
What that meant was and this is true of all performers, I have to say. I'm sure it's true of you.
Yeah.
It's an addiction to attention, to validation, to you know, you can't get enough attention. It's what's infecting our orange leader, our orange idiot leader. He loves attention. That's all he cares about. Now, it doesn't mean that actors can't do wonderful things. I mean, a world without Bobby De Niro or Meryl Streep or Laurence Olivier or Vivian Leigh, you know, that would be a terrible world.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those people too, because they're all smart. We're smart, are smart.
Yeah.
They would say, yeah, the root of it is very neurotic. It's a real addiction to getting attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds okay. It has a little delay.
A little
As
delay.
Let me shut this also then.
How does it delay in
It
the?
just sounds like.
Does it sound like a delay on computer or? Let me hear it before we record.
Actually, it's pretty good.
Okay. Harry,
I'll talk. Yep.
Yeah.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for myself, I had as lief not be as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so you, we both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder shore. Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in. Enough?
Amazing. I was just watching you. I was like, oh wow, he's doing a whole thing right now. It's great.
It's a great part.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Now we're gonna just put it on here.
Oh, Jesus. It's so depressing to turn into a fat old man.
We're live right now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, we are live.
They heard that? Oh, my God. That's the truth. Joni Mitchell, somewhere I read a quote from her, a wonderful quote. She said, people always say to her, grow old gracefully. She said the way to do that, she finally figured out, was to give up. It's true. She's right.
Yeah.
You just got to give up. Just give up. The hell with it.
What's your secret for auditioning? It's the same thing.
I have a secret.
Yeah.
And I work at the just pro bono, you know, just to help out. I work at a place, wonderful place, that Betty Carlin, a good friend of mine, teaches the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Oh,
it's
my
the best
my
acting
teacher
school.
in New York was from there.
Right, they have a campus in New York, and they have a satellite campus here in L.A. And it's I think, I went to Juilliard for acting, but it's the best acting school I know
for dance.
of. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Juilliard, of course, is all the arts,
Yeah,
right?
maybe you know my uncle.
Who's that?
Dan Soretta, maybe.
I think I know his name.
Maybe,
Yeah, I think I've heard that name.
Maybe you know
well, I used
a long
to,
time ago.
I think it's, for me as an actor, all my career, I always felt that I was at least fine when I do a job. You know, I would never be worse than fine, than okay. So I was professional. But auditions, I'd be all over the place, all my career.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd audition really badly.
Yeah.
And I'd be furious with myself. And finally, one time, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I got angry at myself and said, this is ridiculous. I'm a professional. I ought to be able to audition consistently every time.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, instead of auditioning like I play pool. Some days I'm hot, some days I'm not. No control over it. And I finally figured out that for me, and I think for a lot of us, it's not the acting work. We know how to do what we do, how to break down a role, how to present ourselves, play the part. So it was never the part, it was the attitude, my attitude. I'd go in often with a lousy attitude. I didn't want to do it, right? So I thought I got to figure out a way to always go in with a good attitude. And the way is gratitude, that old thing. Attitude. So you work on gratitude. You know, and the way you're taught in various 12-step programs to do it is to make a list on paper of all the things you're grateful for.
Before you read for the role?
Before you go in. So I'd sit down a half an hour before the audition.
George,
come here. I want to talk to you. Come here. Come over here. Come on. Good boy. And I'd make a list on paper. You can't do it in your head. You got to do it on paper. All the things I'm grateful for. Like I have 2 daughters that are a source of endless joy to me. So I'd write their names down. And a granddaughter. And all the things I could be grateful for. After half an hour, I felt on top of the world. I felt like a tremendous winner.
Puts you out of your head. Yeah.
Well, it makes you feel, everybody has a long list of things they can be grateful for and a long list of things that are terrible. Forget the terrible list, concentrate on the good list. And by that, so when I walked through the door, I was on top of the world. I was a winner, because that's really what they're looking for. They rarely know what they want. They just know they want a winner, whatever the hell that is, right? I've been on both sides of it many times. And that way, and from the moment I started doing that, my auditions have been consistently good and then up from there.
That's great.
Okay and up.
That's good. That's
so that's my trick.
That's right.
And I've taught a lot of kids that trick, and it helps.
Yeah. I need to
make sure you walk through the door feeling on top of the world. And how do you do that? Gratitude. It's a powerful thing, gratitude.
What's their the artist project?
Yeah. And also Michael wants to know when you can do the Tap Medallion giveaway.
Oh, does he want to do it now on camera, or what does he want? Do you know? Can you tag it to Facebook?
What's Michael want to know?
The Tap Medallion, like
oh, the medallion, yeah. That's great, that idea. I love that.
The artist project.
Sorry. Yeah, I got a feeling we have to get going.
Yeah. Just trying to get everyone tagged correctly.
Oh, okay.
Just that's important. I don't want to leave Michael out, but sometimes things don't. It's weird. They don't come up on social media, guys. What's up? We're here with Perry King. He's amazing. And he has a new movie that we're going to talk about and maybe even show some of the trailer, if that's okay.
Okay by me. I like it.
But yeah, project.
I'm happy with it.
Do you have a long drive back to your ranch? You have a ranch with a bunch of animals.
Yeah, it's a long drive to that ranch. If I were going there tonight, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, you're not?
No,
okay.
Not tonight.
All right. Well, you know.
No,
what?
but you mean in terms of what I got to do today?
Yeah. What are you?
I'm not clear whether we're live, but are we transmitting right now?
Well, we're live, but we're not recording yet.
Okay. So, because I should get going about 2. What time is it? I'm supposed to be somewhere at 2. I could be a little late, but what time is it? Oh, 1. We're in good shape.
Okay.
No, I don't have to go back to that ranch. Luckily, I've got people taking care of the horses and the cows. The cows are great. They take care of themselves.
That's good.
You don't have to do anything.
Do you milk them and?
No.
You don't have to.
You'd get killed if you tried to milk one of these cows.
Why?
They'd kill you.
Oh.
Some of them have milk, but you can't have any of it. No, they're beef cows.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what does that
mean? But
mean?
while they're on my ranch, they have about as good a life as a cow could have. When they leave, I can't speak to that. That's nothing I can do about that.
Oh.
But while they're there, you couldn't have a better life. They've got, except for the fires. The fires are so hard on them because they got to breathe that air.
That's, Are you by the fires or?
Well, there's apparently a new fire just started recently.
Wow.
That's somewhere close by there. I'm not exactly sure where. But what it does is it ruins the air quality because normally up in the mountains the air is so great.
Yeah.
And clear. I've got a view from my house. I can see across the state of California up there. Literally. I'm not exaggerating. I see the mountains around Tahoe one way and the Coast Range the other. But not on a fiery day. So all summer that air was terrible. And the poor cows have to live. I can get in the air conditioning, but my horses and cows have to breathe that stuff.
That's scary.
It's very scary because
Very
I don't know
scary.
what it does to them, and you can't ask them. You know.
Yeah. Do you have like a vet on staff or?
Not, you know, there's local vets, large animal vets that we use, but they don't know either. I mean, how do you know? You know, it's
Yeah.
what can you do? I suppose it's like living in London in the 1800s
Uh-huh.
when they had such terrible air
Yeah.
from the
From
coal burning.
yeah, just can you put me? Oh, sorry.
Oh, George!
George,
Maybe
I
right
didn't
George.
see you. I thought you were the carpet. I'm
George.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
George, you're invisible there.
Mhm.
Put the Wi-Fi on the iPad.
Yeah,
George, you're not invisible, but
I'm
I
sorry.
know you don't think you're invisible, but
Okay, we're getting into this. All right, I will just tag you, do the Instagram on here. So this is part of social media, guys, is that we just want to tag people on all platforms just to get,
Okay.
you know, all the benefit of it.
sounds
That's
good.
part of my life is just going on every single social media platform. And
How many are there?
oh, there's, you know, about 6 that are important to have
Uh-huh.
and stay on top of the world with.
Okay.
Just an everyday. Oh, thank you. Okay, everyday thing. Okay, so let's put a pretty face filter on us so we look.
Did you know that all the people that invented these things up in Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
you know, they all won't let their kids use these.
Really?
Yeah, no kidding.
There's this.
So they apparently know something we don't.
Probably
and
it's
they're
probably
not
really
telling
bad
us.
for us. Probably
They're
really,
not
really bad
telling
for
us,
us.
but they won't let the nannies use them, or let the kids use them with the or anything.
That's really creepy. Is that
Yeah,
true?
It's
How do you know
absolutely
that?
true. The New York Times,
Wow.
which, despite what Trump says, is not fake news. He's fake news.
Well, let's not talk about him right
Okay,
now.
we won't talk about him.
All
You're
right.
right. We're having a nice day.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about him. Let's not ruin it.
Okay, all right. We're oh wait, sorry, that was not. Yay! We are going live with the amazing Perry King. Yay! Director, actor, amazing filmmaker, and we're going to talk about his new movie, guys. So make sure you swipe up and check it out. Yay!
Hey,
Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna go to Instagram and just post that on Instagram. The other thing was Snapchat. And just tell them where to go. Hi guys, how are you? How are you guys? Are you all watching? Are we getting comments or hey. Oh, sorry. Well, all right. Here we go. All right. Now, back to here. Okay. And we're gonna want to put this somewhere where we can both see
do you want
us.
to watch it? What do you need it for?
This is gonna just be another thing, so I can just put
So
this
why don't
right
you put it
here.
right here?
Because
That's
then we're
my
not
s-
gonna see us.
Oh, you do need to watch
Yeah.
it.
Well, no, I want us to. This isn't connected to that one, so.
Mhm.
Oh, did you, are we getting nice comments? Oh, we got a bunch of comments.
Good.
What are they saying?
Here, want me to put
It
Such an interesting process for me.
is
So unlike anything I'm used to, frankly.
different.
It is
Social-
different.
Social media.
Sure.
So what happened? You never told me the end of your story there either.
For which one?
The Ron Gregory story.
Oh, yeah, so I ended up not working with her anymore, and I came out here. Well,
Ah.
actually, I got another representation. I started working with these guys who are great, but they were stand-ups. So I had a stand-up show in New York, but I'm not.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm not a stand-up. I mean, it was more of a variety show.
That's the hardest thing in
it
the
was
world
really
to do.
hard.
That is literally, I think, the
Yeah.
single most difficult thing to do on the planet.
It was.
I tried it one time, failed
Yeah.
miserably.
It's scary.
It's a classic case of something that looks easy and isn't. You know?
Yep. And it was a good company. They actually were the same. I had the same team as Pete Davidson, which was really cool before he booked SNL. They helped him get there, which was
I like
crazy.
that little thing that
crazy
holds
to
your
see.
iPhone on.
Yeah.
Because I've often wondered how one does that. Exactly that. It's just exactly what I've wanted to do many times. Put an iPhone on a stand.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Now we look good. Maybe just back it up a little bit
Sure.
so we get both of us in there. All right. A little down. All right, great. You can press that button the blue button right now.
This one?
Perfect. All right. Will that
Just going
stay?
to show you
Awesome.
some of the shots from
Oh,
our film.
wow, that looks
See,
amazing.
this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
These are some of the before and after when we were grading it in the lab.
Oh, wow.
So
Looks
it's
great.
so interesting using digital these days. And you
Oh,
can
that looks
grade
great.
everything so well.
You acted in the movie too?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. We'll talk about that. That must have been hard to
But look at the
act
difference
in.
here between this is the raw
Yeah.
and this is what we graded it into. See how?
That's great, yeah.
Isn't that great?
That looks really amazing. It looks beautiful.
This is photochem, this lab. Look at this one. So there's the original raw,
Uh-huh.
and here's what we ended up
Wow. It looks so good. It looks
with.
really
Really happy with
How
what
long
they
did how long did it take to color correct it? Did you find,
Oh,
I need to find a
God,
color
we-
corrector.
Off and on, I'd say a couple weeks at least.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the sky,
Uh-huh.
and look what we did to the sky.
Yeah, that looks
Isn't
great.
that wonderful?
Yeah.
Such a fun process.
Mhm.
Anyway,
All right, let's we'll start now. Okay. Hi guys, what's up everybody? All right. Here we go. Hello everybody. I'm with the amazing Perry King right now. We're here with the Artist Project, and we just wanted to have him come in and talk about his new amazing movie, The Divide.
thank you so much.
Thanks for coming here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I love my film. I'm so happy with it. It's my favorite thing I've done in 50 years of showbiz work.
Wow, wow. So you are an amazing actor. I look at your IMDb and you have hundreds of credits, awards,
That's my claim to fame. I've been around forever.
But amazing projects, really big shows, and now you did your movie.
Yes.
And
Did my film that I've been dreaming about for decades.
That's amazing, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you because it looks great. Now, have you always been a fan of westerns?
Yes. I wanted to be an actor when I was a little kid, and I watched black and white westerns on TV, and my father always said to me, figure out to do with your life, he said, figure out something you do for free because you love it so much. Then figure out how to make a living at it. Not get rich, just pay your bills, right? So I'd watch these black and white westerns, and I remember as a kid, I'd think, I want to do that. That's what I want to do, you know? So I always wanted to make my own film, but now that I've evolved through 50 years of professional acting, or almost 50, the film became not a conventional western. It starts as a western, but it's really a film about family, about redemption. The core of it turns out to be, as we developed it, about Alzheimer's. The old man is suffering from dementia. But back in 1976, which was the last big drought in California before the one we had in 2015, which is when we shot the film. So it's about, our film in a way is about drought of all kinds, of drought of his land, his cattle ranch this old man has, and drought of the mind and drought of the family.
Wow.
And it's also a film that, one of the things I love about it is it's about redemption, which is the theme that's always been most powerful to me, because everybody understands redemption.
Yeah, I understand. I understand redemption.
Well, who doesn't need redemption
Everybody
for
wants
something,
it.
right?
Yeah, everybody
we all
wants
want redemption for something back there. We just don't tell each other what
And
it
you
is.
wrote this whole movie?
No, I didn't write it. Janet Brown wrote it. She's my partner in this.
Awesome.
You know, I tried to write it with her and immediately discovered, quite early on, we found, both she and I, that I couldn't do it.
But you also act in it.
I do. I act in it and direct it.
That's amazing.
And it's our project. I'm the producer, along with a lady named Jo Haskin, who's the real line producer, the one who made the days happen, you know.
And how many days was that?
Well, we shot it. We had 30 shooting days, which is a lot longer than you'd normally get. Because by the time we were really going to do it, I had learned a lot about Hollywood. I mean, my whole career in Hollywood, all you ever hear, even on a multi-million-dollar movie, from the moment you get to the set is, hurry up, come on, you're running out of time. Oh my God, we're losing the light. Come on. And that infects your work, everyone's work. It really hurts. So the one thing I wanted to spend money on was time. And I learned that, and it paid off. Another thing I learned is I've done one other film I really like the results of. I like the whole film. That's a little obscure movie in the 70s called A Different Story. Oh, wow. Directed by Paul Aaron, who taught me so much about directing. But that movie was shot in sequence. The only other thing I've ever shot in sequence in my entire career And for those of you out there who don't know what I'm talking about, it means you shoot the first scene first, the second scene second.
Wow.
That's in sequence. They never do that because the bean counters, with good reason, you know, I'm not finding fault with them. It makes sense. If you've got 6 scenes that take place in a barn, for example, like we did in my film, you light the barn once and you shoot all 6 scenes. But I said for the actors, we want to experience this story with in the same way that the audience will experience it, in sequence. And each scene builds on the other. So I made my poor crew, who were furious with me, understandably, I made them light that barn 6 different times. By the last time, they were really mad, and I could only say to them, I promise you there's a reason for this. It's hard to imagine it could be, but there's a good reason for me making you relight it every time. The interesting thing was that it got better every time they lit it. This scene and these scenes in the barn.
Well, can I watch the trailer?
Yeah,
can I see,
play the
can
trailer.
we show everybody the trailer so you guys can see how amazing and beautiful the film is? Now, how did you cast it? Because I'm looking at this actor right here. How was the casting?
That's Brian Kaplan. And again, I tried to apply the things that I felt I'd learned from many, many years of being an actor. And one of the things all actors feel, you're an actress, you know this.
Yeah.
We all hate auditions.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's useless to try and pretend that you don't hate auditions because they're hateful. They're hateful in large part because of the way they're done. They're done for efficiency, they're done for comfort and ease of the people doing the auditioning. What they're not done for is to honor and respect the talent and hassle of all the people coming into audition. So I did them very differently than anybody ever does auditions. First of all, I only auditioned a few people because I wanted to make sure that by the time I met with somebody and made them come all the way to me to audition, I wanted to be already very excited by them. So I saw hundreds of hours of film on everybody, right? So that Brian, for example, he was the only person I auditioned for this part, which is the lead. He's probably got the biggest part in the movie, I think.
And how did you know it was Brian? How did you know you decided?
Well, I saw a lot of footage on him, but principally a film he did called, oh boy, now I'm an old guy, it just flew right out of my head. A previous film that he did called about a vet. Veteran. Isn't that awful? You just have to accept it. When you get old, you forget stuff. So, anyway, Brian, I saw this film, but a lot of footage on it. Then when he came into audition, you know, the casting director, Jeffrey Pissarro, did a great job, but he said, we got to have somebody to videotape all the auditions.
Yeah.
And I said, why? That's what they always do to you. If anybody's seen La La Land, there are auditions in La La Land. Now, I think there's 3 of them. The first 2 are very accurate. That's just the way they are. The third one's like an acting wet dream. That never happens. Somebody says, oh, you're the perfect person. It doesn't happen. But Brian came in, and we spent, you're supposed to spend about 10 minutes per person. Videotape them all, and then look at the videotape later, right? And Jeff said, who's going to videotape? And I said, we don't need to videotape. And he said, well, how are you going to remember them? And I said, if you can't remember somebody, they're obviously not right for the part. I mean, it seems so silly to me, but there you go. So Brian came in and auditioned for, I don't know, I think we spent at least 3 hours together.
Wow.
You know? I wanted every audition for every actor, and there were only maybe a dozen auditions, I'd say, at the most, or something like that. I wanted every audition to be a wonderful, enjoyable experience for the actors. That's the way it ought to be. Years ago, I auditioned for Blake Edwards for a movie called Switch. And I came in and I talked to him, and we talked about various things for half an hour maybe. And finally at the end, Blake said, well, thanks a lot. It was great to meet you. And I said, don't you want me to read the scene? And he said, no. He said, I know you're a good actor. I just wanted to meet you and find out what you're like in person, if I can work with you.
Oh,
that's the way an audition ought to be. So Brian and I we talked, we read the scenes, we did some more talking, more reading, playing around. And then after about 3 hours, I broke the biggest rule of all. I said, you want to play the part? And he said, yep. And I said, you got it. That's it. End of discussion. That's the way it can be.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, I wanted to do stuff the way I'd learned it could be done and should be done.
Yeah, that's
so that
amazing.
even if we made a crappy movie, at least we'd had a good experience.
Yeah.
But we didn't make a crappy movie. We made a very good movie. And I tell you, I only have about 2 other things I ever liked that I've done in 50 years. That movie, A Different Story, and then I got to be on Broadway in A Few Good Men when the play was on Broadway.
Oh, that's awesome.
Those 2 experiences were everything I hoped for. Otherwise, everything else was very disappointing.
All right.
But this film is everything we hoped it could be.
All right.
I'm really satisfied by it. So I hope everyone will go see it.
Yeah.
We're opening on Friday at the Limley Theater at the Town and Country Center, I think it's called, in Encino. We're going to play for a week there to be eligible for awards and things. And also in Concord, New Hampshire for a week starting the 16th. Oh, there's our trailer.
I just had to get it up on the screen
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Does he look like me?
Wow.
Get out of here.
We've won so many awards.
That's amazing.
Working around here?
I'm working at the Kincaid Ranch.
He's
Been there about
great.
a month or so.
Stop standing around. Get it fired. You gotta understand why the holes are there in the first place.
And a pretty horse.
Yeah.
And it's Chip. Because I used some of my own vehicles, some of my own horses, shot it on my own land, my
Why
own
do you
cattle
think I
ranch.
have a daughter? Keep your head still.
Seems such a practical thing to do.
He's forgetful sometimes. Is there a chance Sam could have had an injury before?
Sarah?
Are we still hearing our voice or just the trailer?
We're hearing both.
You know, I'm the one who's supposed to be angry.
Who's this?
My son. My mom always told me you were her hero.
Damn it! You don't give an inch, do you?
Don't you ever do that in front of my kid again.
I need to show you something. Does this most nights.
I need help. What?
Don't you go in there. It's not safe in there. There's ghosts in that barn. What the hell are you doing in here?
I was just looking.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
How's old Sam been treating you? He picked me up on the side of the road. I needed a place to stay. He needed a hand. Do you want some advice? I get the hell out of here.
Wow. Wow, it looks amazing. So how, like, how can people watch it? Is there any way people can watch it, or?
Well, right now the way to watch it is, if you can, to go to Encino, starting this Friday,
Awesome.
and also Concord, New Hampshire, starting the 16th.
Oh, wow.
And really on the East Coast.
But
soon we'll have it out there. We'll have it out in all the various
it'll be
venues.
online
I mean, you know
and
this as
everywhere,
well.
yeah.
You're teaching me about social media there because I'm an old guy and don't understand it. But you know this. There's so many venues now.
Yeah.
It's not the way it used to be.
So-
It used to be you put it in the theaters and then maybe it would show up on TV. That was when I was young. But it's all
Now it's
different
everywhere.
Now it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you want to be everywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's what I want. I want people to see this. I don't care about the money side of it. I just want people. This is a film that really seems to move people
Yeah.
when they see it, and I'm so happy about that.
So what is the website? Is
The website is The Divide Motion Picture.
.com. Yeah.
The Divide Motion Picture. I love that phrase, motion picture. It's a very old way of calling. It's a very old name for this process, right? Motion. But don't you love that? Moving pictures. Motion picture. That's what it is. This is meant to be an old-fashioned movie.
It
feel
looks
like that.
And I can't believe you used a lot of your own locations.
All of it. It's all right there on my ranch. Other than that bar, which is just in the little town I live in, has this bar that I've been.
It looks like a really cool area.
Back in the days when I let myself drink, I go into this bar. get in trouble. But so we use the bar. But otherwise, it's all on my own ranch.
And how did you find your whole entire crew? Because how did you put everything together?
Well, then, once we worked on the script, Janet and I, she wrote it. A lot of it is her idea, but it was put together with some of the parameters that I knew I wanted in it. Like I knew I wanted it to be about a father and a daughter. 'Cause I have 2 daughters. And it's so important to me. So she evolved this wonderful story, and we honed it. And then one day we said, are we really going to do this? And we said, let's jump off this cliff. Let's say that's our goal.
Wow.
By the way, that's one of the main things I learned from this whole process that I really didn't understand before, is you don't have to in life know how you're going to get somewhere. All you got to know is where are you going? Where do you want to go? And then you just keep pushing until you get there.
Do it.
Yep.
You just did it.
You
That's
just
amazing.
do it.
I love that. I
don't
love that
let
message.
yourself be stopped.
That's so
and
great.
if you get blocked here, turn and go another way to get to the center. There's a million ways to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
As long as you don't give up.
And you said something to me at the beginning of the stream before we started recording. I think it was just such an amazing message. Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Do you remember? You told
I'm too old to remember even 5 minutes back. No, I'm kidding.
You told me to go for the open doors.
Oh
the
yes, yeah. Well, that's very important.
How did you say it
and
exactly? Just so
I'll tell you, because all you ever hear, all any of us ever hear in
Yeah.
life is no, you can't do that, you can't have that, blah blah blah, and you just ignore that and just keep going. But don't keep pounding on the closed doors. Look for the open ones and go through the open doors. It's a very important adjustment in the way you think. What happens is you get told no and the door slams in your face, and people want to pound on that door and get it to open. That door's not going to open. Even if you get it to open, it's going to be with great resistance. But there are always open doors. Go through those. And that's how we got it done, frankly. But we've ended up doing it very professionally. I mean, properly through SAG, and we got the professional cameraman, my cinematographer, Russ Rayburn.
It looks amazing.
Didn't he do a good job?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
How did you find financing? It looks expensive.
Well, financing, we found a way. But
Looks
that's
very
what I mean.
expensive.
You go through the open doors, whatever they might be.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming
thank
on
you.
our
I'm
show,
glad to do it.
Perry. And
But now we want to talk about this.
Here
right?
at the Artist Project, we give very, very special people like yourself a medallion, and it means that you get headshots for life.
Thank you.
But you can, give back and give it to somebody who you see
that's
fit.
such a great idea.
Yeah, so if you meet somebody, an actor at wherever, do you still teach acting, or do you?
Well, I
are you
work at the
coaching at all?
American Academy of Dramatic Arts sometimes just to help out. Really, they get the acting teaching beautifully there. What I try to teach them is sort of how to survive an acting career.
That's I need to learn that.
Well, we all have to.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very tough, and the general public has no idea how tough it is.
It's
how
so
much
hard.
On a daily basis being told no.
No. Yeah.
That's all you ever hear. No.
All the time. No.
And it isn't no, I don't want your painting or your writing. It's no, I don't want you.
Exactly.
It hurts so
it's
much.
So sad.
But
it's
you gotta survive it.
Yeah.
One of my tricks, by the way, is the moment I walk out of an audition, I kind of moved away from that now, but when I walk out of an audition, I really do this now. I erase it. I forget it ever happened.
How?
2 hours later, if you said to me, how was your audition? I'd say, what audition? I wouldn't know what you were talking, because I've learned you don't. If they want you, you're here and quickly. If they don't want you, and they almost always don't, you don't want to hear about it. You want to forget about it. You don't want to want them when they don't want you.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is just erase it, like erasing a tape. But this is such a great idea.
So if you have a student or you meet somebody who you think is worthy, or just can't afford headshots, or you want to give back, just pass it on.
And I will. My whole career, I have been helped so much in this way by other people. I mean, specifically, I've learned that the most skillful, the most wonderful performers are also always the most generous. And some of them in my career have been Claude Rains. Do you remember the great British actor Claude Rains?
Yeah.
Louis from Casablanca, for example, but he did a million things.
Yeah.
Katharine Hepburn spent time with me, helping me.
Oh, yeah, she's friends with my uncle, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. She was friends with my grandfather, my grandmother.
That's great.
But she, for example, tried to help me get up to speed to do something she was doing. I couldn't get there, but I'll never forget spending an afternoon with her.
What was it like?
Oh, it's just amazing. Here, I'll tell you what she said. This is her description of acting from Katharine Hepburn.
Okay.
I memorized her words
All right.
as she said them because I knew I'd want to always remember it. She was trying to get me to be capable of doing a part in the playing the gentleman caller in Glass Menagerie.
Oh, wow.
Back in the 70s,
Yeah.
she was doing that. And I just wasn't up to it. It was too bad. But she gave it everything she could. And she said, this is acting, she said, get a blanket idea of the character. These are her words. Blanket idea of the character. Work off the other person, just what we're doing right now, eye contact. And throw yourself into the midst of the moment. Those are her words.
Wow.
So usually in auditions, one of the things I do in an audition, you've got the script. It's a very cold room full of people that are really bored and looking at their watches. You're reading opposite, in my case, a 50-year-old guy who's bored to tears playing the part of a young woman whom you're in love with, right? It's absurd. It's how can you do good work? So what I do is use those words, and I turn away as I'm ready to go. Turn away, and as I come back, I think I'm throwing myself into the midst of the moment. I literally use that image to help me, and it helps so much.
Oh, that's so amazing.
So anyway, the point is, and James Mason, I did a movie with Mason. Nobody was ever more wonderful.
And you went to
me than
Juilliard, and
I did. John Houseman ran Juilliard. He too is one of those people.
What were acting classes like there? Did you Meisner? Did you do method acting? What were you doing?
Well, it's based on the
Buddha,
teachings and the method of someone named Michel Saint-Denis, Juilliard's department leaders, or was at the time that I was there. Who knows? It's a long time ago. But John Houseman was running, one of the great names of our profession, right? And John Houseman too was a great mentor, and he would give back. What I'm trying to say is all these wonderful people would give back to me. So there's nothing I want to do more than to give back to other young people, to pass it on, to pass it forward. Such a great concept, you know. I could go on for hours. Tennessee Williams. I worked with Andy Warhol in the film he made, you know, and he would tell me.
What was Andy Warhol like?
Oh well, I have to spend another hour talking to him. But he was working with Andy Warhol at the factory, which is his big place.
That's so cool.
Back in the, I don't know, maybe it was 81 or something like that, I think.
Oh my God.
I can't remember. Anyway, it was
so
really
cool.
like going to the moon. That's about the only way to describe it.
Oh my
and
God.
finally, at the end of the movie, I figured out that it was like Alice through the looking glass. That everything in his world and all the people that he had around him, the world they lived in, everything was upside down. Slow was fast, pretty was ugly, funny was sad, sad was funny. Everything was upside down. But I didn't figure it out until the movie was almost over. I was in it, Carol Baker was in it, an actress named Susan Terrell who won an Academy Award for Fat City. Right? And that's who he cast, Andy Cat. He wanted to make a Hollywood movie, right? So he cast some name Hollywood people. I was in some films then that made me a star, you know, or temporarily. And but Carol Baker and I, you know, Carol Baby Doll Baker, that's what she was famous for. Wonderful actress. She and I were terrible in this movie. We were working for a few weeks and we knew we were terrible. We couldn't, it wasn't working, right? But Susan Terrell was terrific. Every day she'd come in and she'd knock us off our feet. She was so good. So we went to Susan Terrell and we said, Susan, you're so good. We're so terrible. We need help. You know, nobody will help us because nobody knows what to tell us to do. What should we do? And Susan Terrell said, well, she said, you both made a terrible mistake. She said, you read the script. Now, she said, I've never read this script, she said, and that's the way you should do an Andy Warhol movie. And you know, she was exactly right.
Really?
Because everything was upside down in Andy's world. So we were trying to do a measured performance, playing the arc of the character, all the stuff you learn, you know, from Juilliard and stuff like that. All the basic
Technical
stuff, right? Susan never knew what was going on from one day to the next. She had no idea what the story was, so she would just come in and read the words and say, okay, let's go.
And what movie was this? So everyone.
It's a movie called Andy Warhol's Bad.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go see that movie. See this movie.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna. So
if you're interested in anything I've done, see this movie.
Now,
not Andy Warhol's Bad.
where is it playing? When is it playing in Encino?
Okay, in Encino, I think it's the Lemley Theater, I know that,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's called the Town and Country Center.
Okay.
Out in Encino,
All right.
easy to find. And it starts this Friday, which is what, the 11th, I think? No, the 9th.
Okay.
The 9th for a week.
Okay,
So
great.
anybody in this area,
Uh-huh.
in the East Coast, anybody who might be
Yeah.
out there, Concord, New Hampshire,
Okay.
for a week. We're doing that to make our fit into the rules, make ourselves available for.
That's great.
Awards,
Are you
you
going to
know.
go to New Hampshire for it?
I've been there. Already been there for
Awesome.
a premiere that we had there.
Amazing.
Oh, I've been all over the place,
Yeah.
all over the place for the last few months. But I will be in Encino,
Encino.
Friday night
Awesome.
for the 7 o'clock showing. I'm going to introduce it and then do a Q&A at the end of it.
Great.
And then on Sunday for the 420 performance, I
Okay.
will also introduce it and do a Q&A at the end.
Awesome. Well, this was so awesome to I could have
thank
you.
you.
I hope to talk to you again
Oh,
because
I'd
you have
love
so
to.
many
I'd love
amazing
to.
stories. I just
Thank
want
you.
to hear about all these.
Well, my
these
point is
little
this:
pieces
that
of-
all
yeah.
these wonderful pros, the best, Jimmy Coco, Charlie Durning, I mean, Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
These people who would help me so much,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always looking for a way to turn that around and pass it on if I can, because it
Yeah.
was so good of them. My experience is the best people in every profession, probably, but in our profession are also the most generous, the kindest, the most
Yeah.
giving. It's the ones that aren't so good, so talented, so skillful. Those are the ones that try to screw up other people, and defend themselves by hurting your performance.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
as you know, I'm sure there's a lot of
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah.
There's a lot
There's
of
stories.
that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things you got to learn how to do is defend yourself against that.
Oh, well, that's another,
But James
yeah.
Mason's one of the lessons he taught me.
Uh-huh.
I was worried about exactly that. Somebody who was kind of stealing all the scenes and
Yeah.
hurting my work. And this is James Mason. One of the many things I learned from there. He was so great. He said, Perry, if you're doing the work well, if you're there in the moment, and his description of acting is, we're paid to believe that what's happening is really happening and has never happened before. He said it's that simple. He said it's not easy, but it's simple. Keep it simple. Those, again, his words. I memorized them, right? So he said to me, I said, what do? I'm being blown away by this
Yeah.
other person who's trying to keep me, marginalize my work, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Should I fight back? What should I do? And he said, no. He said, if you're there, if you're in the moment, if it's real for you, he said, you can be 20 feet away from the camera with your back to the camera, and it will be good. And he said, you watch, when you see this film all put together, that person will not be good, and you will be. And I trusted him with my life, and he was right. I did just what he said. Didn't try to fight, just do my work. Let them do what they did. And he was exactly right.
Have you written any books about this?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm just telling you.
Oh.
You're the first person. No,
Yeah.
no, it's not worth. This is the way to pass that on.
Okay.
To help other younger actors, to talk to them, to go. I go to the American Academy when I can, and tell them these stories, and tell them this is what it's like. Tell them how to do auditions. That's usually the main thing they want to hear about.
Yeah.
For good reason, because that's about the toughest
hard.
part of it.
It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I loved La La Land, those two auditions.
Yeah.
And they're so ugly. Remember, she's so good in one
Yeah,
audition.
I know.
She was doing such a good job, which must have been so hard to play. How do you do that? But in any case, she was really good. Doing this audition where she's doing the lines and she's right on the money, and you're thinking, God, she's wonderful. And all of a sudden somebody says, oh yeah, lunch is going to be here in an hour or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We got a break. And, that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's that brutal.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to live with. It's not going to change. So if you want to be an actor, that's what you got to put up with.
Yep.
But there are ways to beat it.
Well,
You know.
yeah. You have all the secrets.
Well,
You gotta tell us
I'll
all.
tell you another secret. Okay, one more, and then I should let you go.
All right.
But here's another one. I really, and this is something I tell kids, young kids. I really think after almost half a century of this stuff, 95% of the time, maybe even more, maybe 98% of the time, as the door opens and you walk in the room to audition, it's over. The door swings open and it's over already. Because you're not what they need. It's not your fault. You're just not what they need for whatever reason. They can't tell you that. They can't say, you know what, why don't you just turn around and walk right out of here, because we're wasting your time, you're wasting our time. Don't. But they can't say that. They gotta now. They know they're not going to cast you.
Yeah.
But you're still going to do the audition. So what do? Well, the answer is have fun. Have fun. Learn something. Play a game. Enjoy the hell out of it. It's not going to matter. So have fun with it. learn some lessons, teach yourself some stuff. Also, I think, frankly, mess with them. Like if I'm in an audition, I shouldn't tell you this, but if I'm in an audition and I see anybody look at their watch while I'm doing it, I'm going to stick it to them, and I'm going to, because it means they're in a rush, right? And I stop and I say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can I start again?" They hate it. They hate it because if they're going to be that rude to look at their watch, I'm going to make them pay for it. You know? I shouldn't have said that because now they'll know I'm better.
Yeah, but that's
probably
awesome
won't
advice.
get any more auditions.
No, you're amazing.
No, anyway, I don't, at this point, I just care about this. That's all I care about.
I'm excited.
So happy with this.
I'm excited to watch the movie. I hope let me know. I'm going to try to go next Friday.
This coming
Friday.
What's today?
Is it tomorrow?
Thursday. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Wow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll
right.
try to. I want to go tomorrow.
Yeah,
check
come
it
tomorrow.
Out. Yeah.
Come to the 7 o'clock if you can.
Yeah, that would be great.
And I'll be there and I'll intro it and then Q&A.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, but it looks amazing, guys. It's a beautiful movie set in California.
Yeah. 1976.
1976.
On a cattle ranch.
Yeah, and you can find all the info in our description at thedividemotionpicture.com, and make sure to follow Perry King because he's amazing, and I'd love to talk to you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I loved everything you just said. It's like you're reading my mind. You're like, I see all their problems, and I'm just gonna talk about it.
Well, we all got problems. Our first problem is we're actors, right?
Yeah,
That's the first problem.
Yeah. But I think you even looked at my dog, and you're like, oh, I know. I have a solution for that.
Your sweet dog. I know. Well, just because my dog, I think, is suffering from the same thing. I can see it in your dog. But I also love rescue. He's a rescue.
Yeah,
right?
he's a rescue dog.
Yeah, I love rescue animals. I got a lot of rescue animals. Rescue horses, too.
Oh, that's amazing.
In fact, only one, I guess. One of the horses in the movie is a rescue horse. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they're local horses to me, but I was only able to use one of my horses in the film.
That's great.
Because I don't know if it's even worth explaining, but I'm playing this old cowboy, and the cowboys are very, very picky about their horses, and you got to have perfectly conformed quarter horses. I mean, only that. This guy, even though he didn't have a dime to his name, his horse would be an impeccable horse, right? My rescues are not that way. My main horse, that's a Premarin, from the making of that medicine, Premarin. I rescued a bunch of Premarin horses over the years and kept one for myself. And most of the cowboys burst out laughing when they see this guy, which makes me love him more. He's just not what they think you're supposed to be riding, and so screw them. It's my horse, and I love him.
Well, I can't wait to see the horse, guys. Make sure you do me a favor. Go check this movie out. It's amazing. The Divide. Please support my friend, and guys, the DivideMotionPicture.com. Tomorrow is
starting tomorrow.
Starting
come on,
tomorrow,
see it.
you can go see it if you're in California.
Encino.
And Encino. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Make sure you share this. Make sure you give us 5 stars on iTunes. Yeah, and support the Artist Project.
Yes.
Yes. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Perry King. All right. Love you
Thank
guys. Awesome. Oh.